So how do you sell your digital products every single day without having to ride hype, change your business to the flavor of the week, or constantly having to look at trends? Exactly what we covered in day number 4 of our brand new community conversion operating system, which breaks down how we've turned free content and communities into a system that's made sales for the last 5+ years. Okay, it's done about $2 million in my own business between myself and my business partner, and our clients have used this model to do over $4 million in tracked profits. We talked about your post-launch playbook, what to do after you've launched an offer and you've started acquiring customers, and you start turning your community into a model that is actually making sales, onboarding buyers and starting the customer relationship right off on the good foot instead of closing and ghosting people. This has been the key thing for us, having customers that stay and pay for years instead of buy and then disappear into the vortex and don't get any results. We talked about tracking some metrics from your actual launch, the debrief, how many people joined your workshop, DM conversations that happened, how many offers were sent, the number one metric you guys can actually track inside of your business. We talked about the evergreen transition, how to shift from launch mode to always on, aka how do you actually turn your ecosystem into a model that makes sales on repeat without you having to chase trends, constantly pivot your business, or look at the brand new latest and greatest digital program that you can sell. We talked about 4 different evergreen content buckets that you can use on repeat: plan, process, results, free asset leverage. We have bucket number 4, which is lifestyle and non-business. Cycling through a bunch of different CTAs, aka call to actions, because when you're not in a promotion, the goal isn't to just extract as many sales as humanly possible. It's how do we continuously feed the beast, feed the ecosystem, and sales are a byproduct of providing value. Then we talked about your evergreen selling asset, aka the workshop we help clients install from day 2, and what to actually look out for and how to turn this into a little mini workshop that lives inside of your community and pre-sells your products for you 24/7. We also gave content and campaign templates from every single product we've ever launched, gave them an additional doc and resource around creating content loops, aka how to reuse all of the content that you're creating to pre-sell and build value for you, as well as a complete content tracking system. Then we shared our always new offer strategy, which is essentially how do we actually package our product into something that looks new, a brand new offer, without actually even recreating the product or having to change anything of our inside of our business, by simply changing the angle of which we're promoting, adding or removing a bonus, or playing around with pricing angles to increase the amount of buyers we're having without actually even building a new product or actually changing the program we're actually selling. Then we talked about creating demand and quick cash injections, aka how you can actually just increase sales in a little 3-day window by packaging the product or the offer that you already have into something that creates demand, facilitates new customers, and creates an influx of cash into your business. Then we broke down your daily sales system in the 3 buckets that you actually need in business, and the only 3 buckets you really need in business if you actually want to make consistent sales, breaking down the daily rhythm, content, community, and conversations. Then we rolled right into content tailored to audience temperature, cold, warm, hot, etc. The metrics that actually matter in business. It's not 1 million followers. It's not 20,000 leads that don't give a fuck about anything you do. But how do you build a targeted following of people who actually purchase your programs? So we broke down the actual metrics to pay attention to and what they need to be doing on a day-to-day basis. Then we did flywheel effect, how everything feeds everything, and how your business becomes a self-fulfilling, compounding ecosystem that you continuously run instead of just having to continuously start over or change your business to the flavor of the week. Then we gave them a handful of AI tools that just make content and marketing one of the easiest parts in their business. A custom tool for attention, reels, profile posts, lead gen, etc. Custom tool for nurturing, workshops, group content, story and belief shifting / community content. And then everything for conversion, sales, offers, sales docs, conversation scripts, offer posts. And then we also gave them our 90-minute-a-day marketing system, which is essentially how I'm creating a ton of content per week in less than probably 2 hours a week total. And that's day number 4 of our brand new live event, breaking down the system that I've refined over the last 5 years in business, which is done pretty well online, while breaking all the rules and kind of being everything but another internet marketer.